What's going on, Gator Nation? This is Guru Drew from the 352 coming at you with all the best Gator news that I can bring you. I have my co host, as always, my right hand man, BC. Guys, we're excited, right? Football season is finally kicked off. We had a great week. We're here to talk about it. We are going to date back a little bit, talk about the game, and then we're going to look ahead. We're going to look at USF. We got a new spotlight that we'll talk about later. BC, man, how you feeling?
Oh man, I'm feeling great. What a great first week. I know it was LIU, but I'm really excited. Really excited to get into the season and play a team that is a real football team, as you would say. I know they're a G5 school, but they did just beat Boise. So and we got a new segment to the show with the recruit spotlight. So I'm pretty excited about that as well.
Yeah, it was definitely an exciting game. Football all over the state was actually beautiful. It looks like it's back, but there's only one team that scored 55 points in the state. There's only one. So that being said, 55 to nothing. When we did our predictions, I think I was at 56 to nothing.
Yep,
I
we
was
were.
1 point off. I think the only thing I was wrong on, I had DJ Lagway scoring 3 touchdowns in the quarter, which he did, but it was in the first quarter, is what I was guessing. So
Yeah, that did
can't
not
win them all.
happen.
Can't win them all. It was a little bit of a slow start for the offense. But let's talk about the significance of the score, right? When we were predicting this, you and I, we discussed it. I felt like the defense was going to be there. I was really excited. I told you what I wanted to see is clean, mistake-free football, which is what we got to see. But the telltale sign is 55 to 0, right? The most points Billy has scored at Florida is 48 on Kentucky last year, right? We're at 55 to 0 with a slant touchdown with like 45 seconds left. Um,
Now,
you know,
what does that tell you? To me, that's
is
new. That's surprising, right? Because unless we're losing, we don't ever score with 45 seconds left.
is Cutthroat Billy in his new era? Are we in the Cutthroat Billy era?
It's either that or it's a. I guess I got to let Trammell do his thing because we don't know how much he's going to get to play. So
Yeah,
I
and I
feel
mean
like he kind of cut him
he
loose.
looked good. He looked good.
Yeah, he did.
So
I mean, not surprised, but I was really happy to see him come out. I was actually I asked my dad at third quarter start. I said, "Hey, who do you think's gonna start the third quarter, Aiden or Trammell?" And sure enough, it was Trammell, and he never came out.
yeah, so I mean that tells a story, right? Obviously, we read these articles. You never know what's actually going to happen, what's going on. I said I thought it was going to be Harrison Bailey, and it looks like not only did Trammell earn that spot, but it looks like he convincingly earned it because he didn't come out. He played the whole second half, so and he looked good. I mean, I think one of his incompletions or two of his incompletions, I think he only had 3, and 2 of them were drop passes.
And you know what? The when he goes to take off and run the ball, it felt so much better because when DJ runs the ball, I'm just worried he's going to break, right?
Hold my breath.
Yeah, when Trammell's running the ball, I'm like, oh, he might be gone. Yeah,
And I
it
mean,
was fun, man. It was a good time. I got to meet a lot of people from Gator Twitter, hang out and tailgate. It was just a blast all around. Great first weekend of football season for me, for sure.
awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. I was jealous. I did do my own thing at the crib as always. I have a tradition. We do a fantasy football draft. It ends right before football, and then we grill out and watch football all day. So that's always a week one thing for me. So let's dive in, man. When we were talking about the game, what do we want to see, right? My biggest thing was mistake-free, clean football, right? I wanted a couple points. I predicted 56 to nothing. But a huge shutout wasn't going to do it for me. I wanted clean football, no penalties, no turnovers. What, explain the importance of that?
Well, I think the biggest thing about the no penalties is it Billy came here and he preached attention to detail, getting back to basics and doing the small stuff right. And for the first 3 years of his tenure, we did not see that, especially on special teams. We, false starts at our own crib, right? Especially, week one, false start, false start, false start. Not only did we not have any of those, but we didn't have any defensive penalties. We didn't have any guys doing dumb stuff, showboating. They got the tackle or they picked up the fumble, and they went to the sideline. I mean, they celebrated a little bit, but not too much. So I don't know. I'm stoked about it. It looks like that attention to detail is back. I hope it stays that way when we go on to play tougher competition. It's easy to control yourself and not make mistakes whenever you're on the winning side of things. So without stress, it's easy to do stuff like that.
Yeah, and Nick Saban said, "Man, talent is good, but without discipline and execution, man, it's nothing."
Yep.
Right? It's a big Nick Saban quote. So, my biggest thing, the no penalties, is huge. Now, special teams still seems like something's going on. The execution was there, but our field goal kicker that missed 3 field goals all year last year missed 3 in the game.
He did.
I don't know what's going on. Maybe he was in his own head. Hopefully that gets shored up. If the special teams can do what it looked like it can do and they can be disciplined and he's making his kicks, boom, beautiful. I love it.
I'm not worried about that. I think it's going to get fixed. As
Yeah,
long as,
that's the
as,
negative
long
I
as
could
not
find.
everybody makes a huge deal about it, because it could have been a big deal, right? I mean, if this is Utah week 1 or Miami week 1, yeah, it could have been a big deal. But we got that stuff out of his system, hopefully. I have a question for you. What was the like on the offensive side of the ball? What were you most excited to see besides the clean football? Because I was a little concerned about DJ's slow start, and then he started to get in a rhythm, and boom, 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 one after the other, he's throwing touchdowns.
To be honest with you, I voiced frustration early on the first drive or two because I wasn't excited about the continuous short screen passes and the stuff that wasn't working. I wasn't happy that we kept finding ourselves, 2nd and 12, because it seemed like LIU kind of had an idea what we wanted to do. Billy was easing DJ in. We spoke about it last week about how we're not going to learn much from this game. So for me, the thing that I was like happily surprised about was probably just the performance of Tramel Jones. I know what DJ can do. I watched DJ play. I watched him play hurt. I think he'll be fine. He has to knock the dust off. He didn't get all the practice reps spring and summertime. So I'm not too worried about his slow start. Ball looked as advertised.
Yeah.
The wide receivers were there. That weird stat line for Eugene Wilson is pretty funny.
I mean, I tweeted out right after the Eugene Wilson touchdown. I said, "Hey, oh shit, you send the guy on a route and he scores a touchdown, isn't that something?"
And he catches the ball, yeah. So just the Tramel Jones, just the feeling that now, if DJ does go down, and I'm knocking on wood, man, I got an oak desk here, we're good. But if it does happen, I feel comfortable that we have a backup that's serviceable, and now that he's our backup, we have a 3rd and 4th string that are both pretty serviceable too for being in those positions. It's probably safe to say Harrison Bailey, if he's the 3rd string, is probably one of the better 3rd strings in the country, right? How many 3rd strings are that decent? So just the Tramel Jones. I mean, I'm super excited about his performance. I don't think we're gonna see it a lot this year, but
Well,
I
think we missed one that the whole country didn't miss, and it was VB3. Vernell Brown is a madman. You said, give me your crazy take, and I said we get 2 punt returns for a touchdown, and I'm telling you right now, I was just bullshitting last week, but every time that kid touched the ball, I thought I was gonna get one.
I'm telling you, man. The reason I didn't pick Vernell Brown, and I never called this, but I expect it, right? We talked about how we thought these freshman receivers are great. We've tweeted about it. And he got his opportunity, and he did exactly what he had to do, man. Odell Beckham, who, right?
Yeah.
It's Vernell Brown time now. He's awesome, man. He's electric. It's gonna be so much fun having him on the football field. So that is definitely one as well. Um, so DJ Lagway started out to a slow start, 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. I think he only had one bad miss. It's a wide open receiver. Um,
Well,
he just
that
overthrew him a little
VB3
bit.
catch could have been a bad miss too if that guy
That
wasn't a maniac. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, so he did put it, but he put it to where only the receiver could put hands on it. So I mean, that's kind of what you want, um, so much. But other than that, he had one bad miss. He was able to shore things up. 3 touchdowns in the second quarter. I'm not too worried about it. Certain fan bases are worried about his QBR. We'll do a sideshow on like maybe next Monday where I'll teach you what QBR is, but you know,
oh Lord.
overall, I'm happy with what DJ looked like. We talked about the Tramel Jones performance. Super happy about how he looked. Um, Jaden Ball went for 100 yards again. I believe it was only 9 carries.
Um, I think so. It was like not. Yeah. It was under it
I'm
was
not
under
looking
12
at the
carries.
stat
I think
sheet.
he had like 9.8 yards a carry or something like that.
Yeah,
It
I
was
got I got the I can pull up a box score if I have to. I'm not looking at the stat sheet, but um, he was running dudes over, stiff arming like crazy. I mean, the stories about the weight room are true, right? He's the strongest guy on the team. He showed it. He ran like a maniac. I was a little disappointed in Jacoby Jackson's performance. He fumbled early, got it recovered, but he didn't really get a lot of burn. That was going to be my maniac player of the game. I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe
hey,
the early
it's all
fumble,
right,
they
man.
decided to go somewhere else. But
Week one, week
Jaden
one.
Ball, once again, over 100. It is only week 1, so we will be back, right? Um,
What about these 11 tackles for loss that LIU had on us? That's scary. If that is
yes.
happening to us against LIU, what is somebody like LSU or even, I hate to say it, Miami, Ruben Bain's going to eat if that's the if that's the case, right?
You could say that. Not that I'm not worried about Ruben Bain by any means, but a lot of those, if you go back, you rewatch the game, a lot of those tackles for loss was just us RPO drawing the ball up the middle at the goal line. I think there was 6 or 7 of them right there. Jacoby Jackson was getting hit in the backfield. Kanan Daniels got caught in the backfield. I think, don't get me wrong, we're going to have tackles for loss, but I think it's a
Oh yeah.
product of not opening up the whole playbook, right? We were very vanilla. And not that Billy has this crazy playbook, right? Because us as fans, we get on to him about the play calls. But there's a lot of things that we didn't do in the game that we didn't have to do.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I think playbook expanding a little tiny bit is going to stop some of those things, right? Um,
Yeah, let's hope
a guy
so.
like a guy like Ruben Bain, I mean, it doesn't matter. He's a good player. He's going to
Yeah,
get his,
he's a great
right?
player for sure.
So guys like that are just really good, they're going to get theirs. But I'll chalk it up to just playbook wasn't all the way open, not too big of a deal. I think we were kind of keeping it stupid simple, and that's about where it was. Um, so highlights on the defensive side and the special teams side, right? Um, Bryce Thornton with the cleanest, most slow motion scoop and score I've ever seen. I mean, it was just here. I'll take this. Took
Yeah.
it, grabbed it like he had a carton of eggs, man, and just went to the house. Beautiful way to open up the game, right? We talked about last week. I said in order to get to 55 or 56 points, even to 48 points, we need defensive touchdown.
Yeah, for
It took a
sure.
minute. It took a minute to get one.
Hey, and that's how
Um,
you get the crowd into it right away, right? I mean, I mean, yes, I know it was LIU, but when we play a team like Texas at home, that's going to be the kind of thing that gets that crowd into it right away and gives us the advantage. So I'm hoping that defense really can continue what they started last year at the end of the year, which it looks like they did, but it was LIU. I mean, they held them to 86 yards of offense.
86 total yards of offense. Yes, sir.
That's crazy.
And my thing, it's LIU, but we did our job,
Yeah.
right? There's always going to be someone's going to say something about the schedule until they don't want to say something about the schedule anymore. We deserve LIU, right? Our schedule was insane, so we did our job. We did our job without Aiden Mizell. We did our job without Pup Howard. We did our job without Caleb Banks, right? Think about Caleb Banks was in the middle,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, the defense played lights out. They were phenomenal. And we did it without a couple guys that normally will start or play. So for me, the defense is probably just going to get better. I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. We talked about Trey Smack having a rough day, right? But he did hit a 56-yard field goal with room. I think
Yep.
it looked like it could have been good from 60.
The 57 would have been good too. I did not hit the upright.
Yeah, the 57 was had plenty of leg. He had command issues, man. I don't know what he had going on, but it's still a positive that he hit a 56. He's my college fantasy football kicker, man. He got me 16 points. I'll
With
take
3 missed
16
kicks, that's nice.
Yeah, 16 points with 3 missed kicks. I'm here for it, man. I mean, what you got to do? I did beat a Miami fan this week.
There you go. That's
Not
always
gonna
nice.
I'm not gonna call them out, but Raleigh, see you. Nah, man, Trey Smack, like we said, he's going to shore that up. But the 56-yard field goal with a lot of room shows that he's obviously got NFL talent. He's just got to figure out what's going on. But let's look forward, right? Let's dive into the USF game. This is the most exciting part. USF, everyone is talking about. They look great before we even got to play. They beat a Boise State team that was ranked 25. They beat them 34-7. Started off slow, ended up rolling, and I have it up on the screen behind me. So all the talk is about Byron Brown, right? But let's get into it. The game is at what, 4:15 in the swamp?
415, yes sir, in the swamp.
4:15 in the swamp. And what was the betting line? It started out at like 19 for the
I think
spread, but
it
it
was
dropped,
18
right?
and a half, I think.
18 and a half. And now
I don't know what it is right now, but that's what it was today.
I believe it dropped to 16 and a half. And I'm actually pulling up the good old Hard Rock here, man. We're going to check it out real quick. It started off at 18 and a half. And I want to say that it dropped to 16 and a half. Either way, I like it, man. I'm taking the Gators to cover. I mean, we'll get to the prediction part later, but I'm here for that. So let's see. It's actually 17 and a half right now.
There you go.
17 and a half. The over-under is at 56 and a half. They got Florida as a favorite at the -950. That's interesting for, all the talk about USF, how good they did and everything. Me personally, I thought that it was more Boise State was a lot worse than it was USF was really good. You got to think Boise State lost 9 starters on defense and the Heisman runner-up, right?
Yeah, and Byron Brown's he's a good quarterback, man. He's a good athlete. I mean, he threw for 210 yards. He was 16 of 24 in the game, but he didn't throw a passing touchdown. He was also their leading rusher. But I think he scored 3 or 4 rushing touchdowns. Or no, it was 2. He had 2 rushing touchdowns. Which, just like last week, I was worried about, a mobile quarterback because last year we had difficulty with that. So I am interested to see how a very talented Byron Brown fares against our defensive line.
Yeah, so I do got to correct you on one thing. He was not the leading rusher. There was one player that broke off a 49-yard run and had 3 carries for 52 yards. Byron Brown had 14 for 43 yards.
Oh, okay. All
So
right.
it was
I
a
was close. I
49
was
yard. It was a
close.
49-yard run. No, you were right on it, but it was a 49-yard run that kind of sealed it. He did have 2 touchdowns rushing. My thing is 16 to 24, 210 yards, only 8 yards of play on average, and he had a 55, a 45, and a 24-yard play.
Yeah.
So after that, I mean, he's kind of a look like a check down merchant, man. Uh,
Hey,
no
whatever
touchdowns
works,
passing.
right?
He had the 58.8 QBR, man. I mean, we're talking about QBR. You know? I
Yeah,
mean,
and
he was running through people's faces, though. I mean, but like I said, Boise State didn't look like they were wrapping up. They looked like they were trying to shoulder tackle and just hit somebody. And that's probably one of the bigger guys on the field. They look small. They didn't look like a big football team. And he had a great game. I'm not taking nothing away from him. Nothing to take away from Byron Brown.
they were only around 38% on their third down conversions. But the thing that won them the ball game, in my opinion, is their red zone efficiency. They went to the red zone 4 times and they came away with points 4 times. 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal. So they got to the red zone, they scored. If we are going to win this game, which I think we will. I mean, it's USF. We should win handily. But if we're going to win this game, we got to do a lot better than Boise State did if they even get to the red zone.
Yeah, they were pretty efficient. You know, they were 5 of 14 for third down. What pops out to me: 7 penalties, 56 yards. At least 1 touchdown was taken away from penalties. You know, they're going to come into. They're used to the weather, but they're going to come into a rowdy atmosphere. The history: USF and Florida, 3 games played. Florida's never lost to USF before. They did give us a run for our money 2 or 3 years ago.
Yep,
We won by
scary
3
for a little bit.
Yep, but we have never lost to USF. I mean, besides that one game, they weren't even close, man. The first matchup in 2010, I'm sorry, was 38-14. We played them in Tampa in 2021. We beat them 42-20, and then in 2022, we beat them 31-28. They made that one a little scary. So, I mean, we own them. We haven't played them a lot, but they're ours.
I was at that 2010 game, actually. I got tickets from a USF student.
Okay. The only other thing I'm looking at with this Boise State USF game was they scored a 45-yard fake field goal pass. Right? That's interesting.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy's going to pull some tricks out of the bag, man, and see what's going on. We're going to see where our special teams are at if we're ready for it.
They didn't pull a UCF and send their quarterback out as a punter, did they? Or as the kicker?
No, I think it was their backup quarterback.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they sent their backup QB out there because during the game, I'll have to look at their roster, but during the game, the commentator said they're super excited about this kid and his arm is wide. So, I mean, if that's the case, boy, you got to pay attention, man. That's it. So let's talk about the strengths of USF, right? We got into the Boise State game. I don't want to use that as a deciding factor for me because I'm just not there. I don't think Boise State's a good football team. So they got the balanced offense, man. Byron Brown is obviously one of their strengths. They have a wide receiver that goes over the top like crazy, man. His name is, I don't know his first name, Chaz Nimrod. Chaz Nimrod is a transfer from Tennessee.
Yeah, from Tennessee.
Nimrod had 3 receptions for 96 yards. including the 55-yard long. They send him out there, right? So obviously the DBs are going to get tested if this kid has time to throw the ball. They did give up 4 sacks. So if they gave up 4 sacks, I want to see what Florida can do.
Yeah, for sure.
And then let's talk about what Golish was saying about the University of Florida. He was really giving DJ Lagway and the boys a lot of confidence. He didn't give us any
Yeah.
bulletin board material, man. He was actually praising us. He said some very
Yeah,
nice.
called DJ a generational talent, which we, as Gator fans, we all think so, and just kind of hoping to see it this season, and hopefully Golesh gets to see it this week.
Yeah, I mean, a generational talent is what we think we have, and we hope that we do have that. It's cool that he, realizes that. I know a lot of times you're not going to go out there and be like, oh, yeah, I'm playing Byron Brown. He sucks. We're going to kill him.
Yeah.
That's not the case. Coaches don't do that. But, I mean, Ed Ogeron might have done that before.
Brian Kelly would do that.
Saying, yeah. Brian Kelly, I don't even want to get into that.
God.
Ed Orgeron, you don't even know what he's saying, so he gets but yeah, man. So he had a lot of nice things to say. I think he's saying the right things. He'll have his team ready. A lot of people are saying that they're a little worried about USF, but I mean, we'll get there to that point. So going into this game with a 6-1 record as a starter last year, 1-0 as a starter this year. The growth of DJ Lagway is so important. It's kind of hard to even speak on too much of the growth because, like I said, we didn't get to learn much from last year. But going into his growth, how do you think his experiences so far are going to have him ready for a game like this?
Well, I think this is going to be a game that is a little bit. It'll be on the easier side for DJ Lagway, simply because we're going to be at home, right? I mean, he's not. Yeah, I mean, last week I said I wasn't worried about him being rusty. I was completely wrong, because he was rusty the first quarter. We saw that, but it's another home game against a little bit better talent. I think the thing that is going to be really impactful is he's going to have to be able to identify the coverages that USF throws at him. They run a 3-3-5 multiple defense, so they got creepers. They show blitzes. They pull them back. He's going to have to be able to identify that and make the right decision. We'll see on Saturday, and I'm hoping that the reps that he kind of quote-unquote lost in fall camp aren't going to show back up this week. But the guy prepares like a professional. I really don't think it's going to be that big of a deal. I'm not too worried until we get to week 3. Then that's the real test, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. He's going to do his thing. I think the being able to lean on the run game is something that is going to be able to help him as well. The size of our offensive line, they got 1 sack on Boise State. Boise State, they were small. I think the size of our offensive line, we're going to kind of be able to, dictate what happens. LIU did get a sack, but DJ was holding on to that thing, and I think part of it is nerves.
First play of the game, or our first offensive snap, right?
Yeah, and I think part of it's nerves, man. Like, I want to make a play. I've been shelved all year. I want to go out there and I want to do something. So he's calm, cool, and collected, man. Generational. So I think we'll be all right there. What do you think about USF's ability to replicate success? So, watching the Boise State game, a lot of the success came from more or less sloppy Boise State than it did, great USF. They're going to need to make more plays to do the same thing at Florida, right? For example, the touchdown got brought back, but Byron Brown, it was early in the game. It was one of his first big runs where he just pinballed himself all the way through and scored a touchdown. But if you actually watch the play, he's wrapped up. He's done. And a Boise State safety comes flying in, and I don't know what the deal was, but he comes in and he misses Byram completely and smokes the guy
Yeah.
that's wrapping him up.
Yeah.
Smokes his own player, knocks Byram loose, and that's how the touchdown came. So, I mean, there was obviously some luck and a lot of sloppy play. Will they be able to replicate something similar? Are they going to have a Florida team? I mean, we saw Florida's defense. Even though it was LIU, they were stingy. The fourth stringers were stingy. I mean, all them guys were stingy. They were making plays. So, they got to come in and they got to look at a different type of monster.
Well, I mean, they're a well coached football team, right? So they capitalized on the opponent's mistakes, and didn't make as many. And that's what you got to do to win football games. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to capitalize on the opponent's mistakes. I have a feeling that we're going to make a lot less mistakes than Boise State did. But the ones that we do make, if we do make them, USF is probably going to capitalize on them. So I think it's just being a well-coached football team and being prepared enough to capitalize on mistakes your opponent makes. And that's how you replicate success.
And that's what it is, man. You take what they can give you and you play the people that are in front of you. The only thing, a storyline that I'm hoping is that we're not looking forward to LSU, right?
Yeah.
We have a trap game on the schedule,
this is our trap game.
This is the trap game, man. Why are trap games coming in week 2, man?
Yeah, because every other game's a ranked matchup.
Yeah, good God. So let's get to the advantages Florida has, right? We'll start with the depth. We got to see a little bit of it on display. Leading receiver for our game was Vernell Brown, a freshman. Leading running back was sophomore Jaden Ball.
Yeah.
We had tons of plays made by younger players. The depth is going to be such a big thing. We're going to be able to rotate guys. I named a couple positions last week where we're just going to rotate guys back and forth. How does the depth play in factor to USF, right? I don't know what USF's depth is, but I know that if these guys are going to continue to play and play and play and play, and we're just rolling out a new set every time with different kids, even a freshman can play, sooner or later we're going to wear and tear them.
Yeah. Well, the advantages for us, and I mean, obviously, yes, it's depth. 2, it's going to be the generational talent we have at quarterback. But the offensive line is going to be a major factor, I think, if we can clean up that right side and not allow those tackles for loss again this week, and our defensive line. What did you say, Boise State? They had 3 sacks?
Boise State had 4 sacks.
4 sacks, right. So
I
think our D-line is going to be a little bit better than Boise State's, and they're going to make a pretty big impact.
Boise State doesn't have nobody like George Gunn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really interesting. USF is going to have to hit some big plays. They're going to have to try to catch us over the top, and hope that works for them. I don't see a world where they're going to run all over us. It seemed like LIU, their only first down early in the game was running to the outside boundaries. Maybe that's something for them. Maybe we just had to wake up for the first play of the game, but it was shut completely down the rest of the game. So, also the discipline. The discipline is going to be a major strength for us. If we don't commit turnovers, if we don't commit penalties, right, I don't see a world where USF even keeps it close. If we're playing a clean, fundamental football, the talent's not the same. Yes, they have a good quarterback, but in order to have success with a good quarterback, you have to limit those 4 sacks that Boise State got. You're going to have to limit those sacks. You're going to have to figure out how to do other things when you're playing a better defense. So the discipline is there as well.
I don't think we've ever not since I can remember, but I know not under Billy Napier have we never played a penalty-free football game. That
Now,
that
we've
was
always had a
amazing.
lot of penalties. We our penalties were too much. We've had a lot of penalties. Um, but that's the thing, man. It's showing the growth of the team, right? Billy's been methodical. It's showing the growth. How confident do you feel that Billy Napier is going to be able to make adjustments in this game? If we can't, if we're having a hard time stopping Byron Brown, does he make the adjustments we feel like he has to? Does he put a quarterback spy out there? Does Ron Roberts do his thing? How confident are we on that?
Well, he was able to make adjustments last week. You you saw that, and he talked about it. Now that was on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side, uh, after playing a team like LIU, where it looked like almost a triple option that they were running, and we were just able to kill it. I mean, I don't know if we're really going to need to make adjustments on the defensive side of the ball. I don't see that happening. To be honest, I see the adjustments coming on the offensive side of the ball, in my opinion. Um, and I'm hoping we're not adjusting to those screen passes and jet sweeps because we can't, because their DBs are sticky. They've got some pretty good defensive backs. So
Yeah, their DBs were right there in the breadbasket, but
yeah,
they were too. Putting the seatbelts on, I'm like, y'all ain't gonna do that shit here. You can put no damn seatbelt on my guys. So let's get to it, man. We talked about the matchup. Just something a little quick. We don't like to spend too much time because we could talk about this all night. Um, Last week, do you remember your prediction for last week?
I thought it was 56 to nothing, but maybe that's yours. I don't remember.
That was my prediction. I think
Yeah,
yours was like 48-3 or something.
yeah, something like that.
All right. So, what do you have? The spread is 17 and a half. The over under 56 and a half. What is your prediction for the Florida Gators this week?
I got Florida winning 48 to 20. That's
You
my
changed.
prediction.
You changed it up.
Changed it up.
We
Changed it up.
talked earlier in the day.
Changed it up.
And you gave me a prediction, right? Um, and I was surprised by it. Your prediction earlier, you did not have them covering. You changed it up, and you changed it up by a big margin. So what gives you the confidence in changing that up? What makes you feel different? Because this
Uh,
was only a couple hours ago we spoke.
well, hey,
So
man, it's you know what? It's Wednesday. We're filming the show. I'm jacked up. I got the games playing in the background. I'm just feeling a little bit better about my team on the day that on the evening that we record the show. So I said, you know what? Screw it. We're covering. Let's get it.
I love it, man. I love it. I'm similar, right? And I let somebody talk me off my prediction earlier today. Um, it made me look at it at a different perspective. Um, I was kind of sitting around, 41 ish to 20 area. It's kind of where I was at. But I let somebody talk me down. And I'm thinking, and I've been mentioning this a lot, I don't think USF scores 20 points on that defense. As of right now, we don't know if Caleb Banks is playing. We don't know if Pup is playing as of this moment. But I don't think that they score 20 points. I just don't see it. So I think
Well,
I want
here's the thing though. We have to. This is what we have to. This is what we have to think about, right? We didn't really get to see our DBs in action last weekend.
we did
They
not.
didn't face anybody like Nimrod. Okay, like uh, it's gonna be a test, and that's
So
kind
this
of where
is this is where
my
I'm at
20
with it.
comes from.
This is where I'm at with it. Boise State had 4 sacks. Nimrod had 96 yards on 3 receptions. Is Byron Brown going to have enough time to get that ball to him when we are predicting that Florida's going to be in the backfield the whole time?
He
He's going to
better
have to
not.
roll out. He did. He did. He did hit a deep pass where he overthrew a receiver, so he's not, money on those passes. Um, and I just don't see it. I didn't get to see a lot of the DB success because they didn't throw the ball. I predicted a lot of sacks last week. I didn't realize how much LIU ran the ball, but I'm looking at a 41-13 game. I think I think Florida establishes the run. DJ Lagway eats them up with the pass. We have too much speed for these guys. Early on in the Boise State game, on their first touchdown drive, they did a really good job running the football. And for some reason, they went away from it. So we stick with that. We cycle through running backs, and the defense is just very violent, aggressive, and does their thing. So 41-13 is where you're going to get my prediction at for this game. Hopefully, I stay spot on. Now, you got anything about the 41-13 prediction before we jump on?
No, I honestly I'm surprised because you're normally a little bit wild with the predictions. You're taking we're scoring all the points and they're scoring none. But honestly, I think that was a little bit more tempered than I expected.
Tempered?
So you know what? I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You didn't say 48. You didn't say 50.
I mean, I went 41, but the spread's 17.5. So, it's almost almost a 30-point victory. I mean, we're covering like
we're
crazy.
Covering, but it ain't 56.
I try. I'm gonna try really hard not to be too biased. I want people to want to listen to me sometimes. So if I just come out 75-0 every time, they're probably gonna be like, "All right, here he goes again."
I think they would expect it.
Yeah, hey man, it's everyone knows, man. It's all Gator love here. So I want to introduce a new segment, man. This is something cool. We had spoke about this in the past, and you had come up with it. And what it pretty much does is we are going to spotlight players in the state of Florida that are 3-star or below, that are out here grinding. They're putting in their work. They have some offers. They necessarily are not getting all eyes on them yet. Their name's not all the way out there. And they could use some help, maybe just a little push. So that's something that we're going to start to do. We have a gentleman. His name is Jaden St. Fort from the class of 2027. He was at Oxbridge Academy, if I'm correct, and he transferred. And what did he do? He transferred to
Palm Beach Central.
Jaden has some good film, man. He's a 3-sport athlete, football and basketball being his main sports. He has a profile on 247, but he doesn't have a star rating yet. 11 Division I.
That's why we're highlighting him, right? So he's there's no star rating on 247 at all, but he's got 11 Division I offers. So
11 D1 offers.
Somebody's looking at him.
Stars. Man, somebody's checking them out. Those 11 D1 offers include Florida, Florida State, Arkansas, Miami, Penn State, and West Virginia. Jaden, we see you, man. That's why we're shouting you out. It takes a lot to get offers like that. We see you working. Freshman stats look like he had 22 receptions for 298 yards and 4 touchdowns. His sophomore stats, he had 33 receptions for 436 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just keep working, young man. Gator Nation Network sees you. We will be sharing these episodes. Hopefully your name can get out there a little more. But anyone that watches this now knows who you are. And check his film out. So
I'll throw his Twitter handle down there in the YouTube description. Once it's live, you'll be able to see it. Go give him a follow. Check out his film. Great athlete, man, and that's what we're trying to do. We want to do something a little bit different and just highlight some kids that obviously have talent, but I don't think they're getting the recognition they deserve from the recruiting services with the offers that they've got.
Yeah, and remember, man, this is all about the kids. You never know how just liking a video, throwing a follow, sharing something could really help push these kids in the right direction, right? I'm sure a lot of these kids would really appreciate the love. So it takes nothing but a couple seconds. Check them out, shoot them a follow, and just show a little bit of love. Last thing I want to talk about, BC, man, uh, tried to do a question and answer. Didn't really get any great questions. I got two. Um, so I want to shout out these guys. We'll answer some questions real quick. Question number one comes from at underscore Trell Evans, one of our guys, right? Trell says, after just a small sample size given by Florida in week one versus Sharks, what do you expect more or less of the offense in week two versus USF? And what impressed you the most about the dominating win? So we did cover some of this, but go ahead and answer that one, man.
What I expect to see more of is running the ball, man. I expect Jaden Ball to kind of take over football games, and then just, I mean, you're beating that defense into submission, and they're tired, their hands are on their hips, and DJ goes over the top. That's what I expect to see. What impressed me the most about the win was the defense and the penalties. Um, it's been said over and over again. People have said it from, I mean, literally from the night, 15, 20 minutes after the game ended, people doing wrap-up shows. They said, hey, that's penalty-free football, and that's big. And I agree. It just can't be stated enough how important it is to play penalty-free football and how it helps you win.
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I don't even have an answer. You went exactly where I wanted to go. We're going to run the football. We're going to assert our dominance. Our strength is offensive line. Our size is there. We have one of the best running backs in football. We have one of the best quarterbacks in football. Let them complement each other. And it's always a win if you're playing penalty-free football on both sides of the ball. The defense is stingy. I've been very impressed by them, and I expect them to continue to be stingy. So, good question, Trell. We appreciate you, man, as always. Um, Next question. A lot of you guys know the headliner, blah, blah, blah. This is Gator 25-26, man. Does Jaden Ball break 100 yards in this game?
Jaden
Um,
Ball breaks 100 yards in this game and every game.
Jaden Ball is going for 100, man. Boise State looked like they ran the ball, pretty okay in the first quarter, and then just stopped. And I don't understand why teams do that. I think Jaden Ball is going to. We're going to run the football, man. I think he's going to run through guys. I think he's just got that energy. Having Jacoby Jackson back there to spell him really helps keep him fresh. And I mean, we got to see a really nice small part of what he has turned into. So, yes, I believe that he will go for over 100 yards.
Same, man.
That's all we have for the questions. The spotlight, man, like I said, uh, go and follow that kid. And guys, it's up Gator football, baby. We are excited. We're going to be doing this every single week. Each week is going to be a win. The more excitement comes, and just come check us out on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, man, we appreciate every view, every like, even the comments we got. We got some positive feedback, and we're just trying to get better every week, and look forward to talking to you guys every week. So we appreciate it.
Awesome. As always, it's Go Gators, guys. We look forward to talking to you guys next week after this dominant victory in the swamp. So,
all right, I'm out.
Go
Gators.
Gators.